Hi guys, it's Serge Lutens. How's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Ooh. Today I'm reviewing one of the newest fragrances to come from Serge Lutens, and it's called FILS de JOIE. FILS de Joie. It means son of joy, that's what it is. Serge Lutens is a brand that I've kind of lost track of. I'm definitely a fan of the brand, but there's so many brands where you just kind of forget to smell the new stuff, or you don't get the chance to smell the new stuff because, you know, Rona. But a really good friend of mine and an ex-colleague sent me a sample of the new one because she blind bought it. Naughty Olga, you know you don't blind buy. It turned out really great. So, Son of Joy, I've done a little bit of research, and what I found out was quite interesting. Apparently, Serge Lutens was born out of adultery. Not sure how that relates to the theme of the fragrance or the style, but I guess he, rather than making it something negative, he sees it as he was born out of something joyous. So what better way to celebrate that than make a really beautiful, vibrant fragrance? Anyway, I'm a huge fan. I'm going to tell you the notes. I think it's probably one of my favorite Serge Lutens fragrances. It's overtaken Sergi and the Orange Blossom one and the Tour Noir and all of that stuff. According to Fragrantica, there's two types of jasmine and night blooming jasmine. Anyway, jasmine. The heart notes are ylang ylang and honey. When I read that, I thought, woohoo, ylang ylang. Get me a bit of that, I want to try it. And the base note is musk. So with this fragrance, you have a very simple composition, but let me tell you, it is done so perfectly. It's not too much of anything. This fragrance should be the poster child for balance, because I love it when you can smell everything that the fragrance tells you you're gonna smell. I love that when that happens. So many fragrances nowadays have these super extensive note lists, and it's like half of the notes are hidden, or they just don't exist, or they're probably doing their job, but they don't really need to be listed if they're not prominent, I would say, but you know, whatever. So let me spray this on my hand because I think it's absolutely beautiful. So when I say that it's balanced, I don't mean that you can smell everything equally. I mean, it's the perfect proportion of how I want it to smell, basically. So that's what I mean. When I say balanced, I don't mean everything's leveled. I just mean that it's proportioned and balanced in the most perfect way. So it's a floral. And what I want to say first, probably, is this is honey done correct. Honey is one of those danger zone notes that if it's not done correct, you can end up smelling like urine. It's a really, really tricky one. And this is such a good representation of honey. So if honey is your danger note and you're worried, don't be scared. It's a huge swirl of all of the notes at once. It kind of feels a little bit vampy to me, like the prettiest vampire you've ever seen, because there is an edge to it. And in terms of the texture, it's definitely got that Lutens signature roughness. If you've tried any of the other brand's fragrances, the signature for me is the texture, mainly. Not all of them, but pretty much all of them have that. The composition has kind of rough edges where it's done with just a little bit of aggression. That's kind of how the fragrances from Serge Lutens feel. And I love the style. I think it's great. Sometimes he can take pretty notes and then just rough them up a little bit, and this has got ylang ylang in it. You can feel the smoothness of the ylang ylang. The jasmine takes precedence over the ylang ylang, I will say that, but not too much. Like I said, balance. Balance is the word of the day. Oh my gosh, and the honey in here, it's like everything, the flowers are just dripping in gloopy, thick, luscious honey that does not smell like urine. It smells like honey. It's beautiful. Something that's not listed is something that I'm going to mention, but don't let it put you off. I feel in here the slightest tinge of something cool and possibly aromatic. I almost want to say that I feel mint in here, but in the smallest infinitesimal speck amount. Okay, don't worry, it's not an aromatic fragrance. This is a floral through and through. And even though there's a lot of honey in here, you know, gloopy thick honey, it doesn't really lean gourmand. The honey here is such a complement and an accentuator of the florals in the perfume. It's really, really gorgeous. I mean, it really is. So yeah, everything at once. There's a little bit of cleanliness from musk, but I wouldn't say it's a musky fragrance. It's really about flowers and honey here. And what I'll say as well is that in terms of development, it's not really a morpher, and I'm really glad that that's the case. It's not one of those, you're gonna get this at the beginning and you're gonna get something else at the end. If you like the way it smells at the beginning, you're pretty much gonna like the way it smells at the end, because there's not too much change happening. So this is one of those fragrances where I'm glad that doesn't happen. Yay, thank you. Totally on my wish list right now, totally. I need to talk to you about the longevity of this one as well, because it is outstanding. The first time I tried this, I put it on at around midday, I would say. I put it on my neck, I put it on my wrists, I went about my daily business, I went to sleep, I woke up in the morning, some 20 whatever hours later it was, and I could still significantly smell honey on my left wrist. And if you're a perfume lover, you will know wrists can be really tricky with keeping fragrance and or changing it or just vanishing. Wrists are difficult, I think. For a fragrance to still be on my wrist in such a prominent way after that amount of time, it just sealed the deal for me. So beautiful, a little bit, it's a little bit dark, it's vampy. I'm gonna go back and say that again. It's got that sort of femme fatale sort of fragrance. It's an evening floral with a little bit of mystery, and that's what I like. The liquid is beautifully dark. I mean, I've nearly used the whole sample, but you can see here. You can see how dark the liquid is. It's almost like blood. But yeah, quite a simple review because it's a simple fragrance. It's a simple idea with not so many notes, executed perfectly. Longevity, amazing. Not so much development, just to recap with you guys. And yeah, it's a winner for me. I am very, very happy. Son of Joy by Serge Lutens. Anyway guys, I hope you like this review. I'm Ouch110, trying to make the world smell better, one video at a time. I'll see you guys soon, goodbye.